Hi, I'm Johanna Rothman, and this is 3 not so intuitive tips to make your work easier and better. My October 2023 Pragmatic Manager newsletter. Ted Williams said, "If you don't think too good, don't think too much." I've got a bad head cold, so I'm not thinking too good at all. Here are 3 not so intuitive tips I use all the time and that you might have missed. The first is move from how much to how little thinking. The second is finish something clean every day. The third is create an overarching goal for every project, program, and any other substantial effort. Let me clarify the how much problem and how little helps us finish more work. Move from how much to how little thinking. If you've ever been in a conversation where someone asked, "How much can we do in the next year, quarter, or month?" you've heard that focus on how much, or push planning. There's a problem with push planning. It's the most optimistic view of what people can finish. Even as an optimist, I've learned over the years I cannot create optimistic plans if I want to meet them. If I don't care about meeting them, fine, I can be as optimistic as I want. But I plan in order to deliver. I suspect you do too. That's why I moved from how much thinking to how little thinking years ago. How little thinking builds slack into the system and helps us recover from unanticipated risks and emergencies. I apply this at all levels. How few projects can I have in the project portfolio and still be effective so we can achieve our overarching goal? Can I reduce the size of the backlog? Reframe the how much conversation to how little for a specific example of roadmaps and backlogs. How can we as a team manage our WIP limits so we decrease our cycle time and get feedback faster? When I changed my thinking to consider how little, I started finishing more. That's because I wasn't stressed by all of the work. I could make progress every day on fewer items. That's when I realized the power of finishing something clean regularly. Finish something clean every day. As a team member, my work might span several weeks. That's why I used inch pebbles to manage my reaction to my work. Inch pebbles are 1 to 2 day tasks that are either done or not done. And done for me meant clean and finished. As a manager, I found it more difficult to use inch pebbles because I had to work across the organization. That's when I started to use how little thinking for our management goals. We didn't have to decide everything way in advance. We could decide for now and revisit our decisions when we had more information. However, the more we leave work unfinished or in a crufty state, the harder it is for me to want to return and finish it. The work drags on and on. Instead, I make sure to leave work clean when I finish it for now. That way, I don't pay the context switching cost when I move to some other work. See context switching versus multitasking. Postpone clean work versus a messy mind for more details. I have a ton of starting energy and much less finishing energy. Yet I like to finish so I can start something new. When I leave work in a clean state, I don't worry about picking it up again later. I don't have to dread any cruft. These tips work best when I have an overarching goal. Create an overarching goal for all substantive work. When I realize I'm starting a new project, I write down a goal. See modern management. Want valuable outcomes? Create overarching goals. Sometimes I don't realize I have started a new project until I've already finished some work. I think of those efforts as emergent projects. I can choose to do them now, or noodle on them for a while and decide later. But all efforts deserve their own goals. Briefly, decide for this work. Why are you, your team, your organization, the right people to do this work? Who will benefit from the outcomes? What are those benefits? When I start this way, I realize the unique value I can offer. Why are these tips not so intuitive? These tips violate the thinking that if people plan more, they can just follow the plan, or that they can have large and long work items that people will have the energy to finish, or that any vague goal is fine. It will all work out in the end. The not so intuitive part is this: the more specific we are about the work, the less we need to plan, the more likely we are able to tackle something and finish it, and that we live up to that overarching goal. Specificity helps us iterate over the work in a way that linear plans do not. See all the links below. I'm not going to try and talk anymore. With any luck, I've edited all of this so you don't hear my coughing. Thanks, and I'll see you next month.